This is RadioFire.com, yours truly, Diamond K, in here. Thank you for joining me. As always, RadioOnFire.com, the Diamond K Show.com is where you go. 7 p.m. daily. I am here. And Radio on Fire talks to America through digital news broadcasts and social media content. We are a rising multimedia platform generating over 350,000 views per month through our audio and video streams from politics, breaking news, celebrity info, sports talk, pop culture, and more. Radio on Fire keeps our audience covered. So, last night, it all wrapped up. The 2020 National Convention of the Democrats, with Joe Biden officially accepting the party's nomination for presidency. Joe Biden gave a very concerted coronavirus pitch. The presidential nominee said that he will implement a national mask mandate if elected. In his speech, this is something that needs to happen. I've talked about this often. If there was any doubt about the strategy moving forward for the Biden campaign, his acceptance speech probably erased it. Okay? He stepped up. He raised the bar. He exceeded expectations. If you were calling him Sleepy Joe or thinking that he wasn't up for the task, you were wrong. He proved you wrong. That was the best speech I have seen him give. He said that our current president has failed in his most basic duty to the nation. He's failed to protect us, Biden said. He's failed to protect America. And my fellow Americans, that is unforgivable. Strong words, and they were true words. Biden also added, this president, if he's reelected, you know what will happen. Cases and deaths will remain far too high. More mom and pop businesses will close their doors. And this time for good, working families will struggle to get by. That's what's happening right now. And he's absolutely right. If Trump is reelected, things will continue to get worse. People were talking about, they're fear-mongering about Trump getting elected and nothing happened. Things have happened, as you can see. Just look around, Biden said. It's not this bad in Canada or Europe or Japan or almost anywhere else in the world. There's a problem with that. And whenever Republicans are asked about it, the ones that support Trump say, he implemented a China ban and a ban on Europe. How can that be your answer still 6-7 months later? They said the virus is going to disappear. He keeps waiting for a miracle. And then the vice president, Pence, gets on TV today and say a miracle is just around the corner. They're still pushing this, it's just going to disappear miracle thing. No miracle is coming, says Joe Biden. It's a Democratic argument that has been a long time coming and perhaps has been saved for late in the campaign. It is true. The United States is faring far worse than virtually every other country in the world, despite what Trump says, despite what his minions say. Biden offers some plans. Trump has none. Biden is calling for more testing, more medical supplies, but not to rely on foreign countries like China for them. That's important. He called for a mask mandate and to take the muzzle off of our experts so the public gets information that they need and deserve. Honest, unvarnished truth. They can handle it, said Joe Biden. Also, throughout the evening, there was an emphasis on the stuttering that Joe Biden has had to overcome in his life. And I often forget about it, but it's true. One of the more popular attack lines on Biden, on some of the conservative community, is his verbal stumbles, that they think that reflects some kind of mental decline. But we have to remember that he had a stuttering problem, and they had a 13-year-old 13-year-old boy who struggled with stuttering like Biden did in his youth. And the boy, last name's Harrington, said in the video that at times stuttering, he actually was stuttering during it, and Biden's counsel has helped him deal with his own speech problems. And, I thought that it was good that they showed this. And the young man said that Biden made him feel better about his stuttering. And, so that was something that was much needed. A lot of people deal with that. He said that without Joe, I wouldn't be talking to you today. It was really amazing to hear that someone like me became vice president. And he told me about a book of poems he would repeat aloud to practice. He showed me how he marks up his addresses to make them easier to say out loud. So I did the same thing today. It's very touching, and I really, really thought that it was important to include. So another really important thing that Biden was able to communicate was that he was not only going to be the president for people that voted for him, but he was going to also work the same level for people that did not vote for him, because you have to be the president of all America, something that Donald Trump does not do. There was a big emphasis on faith, something that worked early in the night was the convention's focus on Joe Biden's faith. There were a lot of faith leaders that closed out that final night. And most notable was a video played of Biden's interaction with a reverend who asked him about his faith. Biden also talked a lot about his son Beau and his death, which happened shortly before the 9 black churchgoers were killed by the white supremacists in Charleston, South Carolina, if you remember that. It was very moving. It was very moving. A lot of people talked. Chris Coons, the senator from Delaware, talked about Joe Biden being a man of faith. Said that his faith is strong. It's personal and it's private. I really thought that Joe Biden hit all of the points that he needed to hit. And, Trump, there's not a lot that you could say. I thought that he was unable to get through, and he's Sleepy Joe. He's hiding in the basement. There were more than a few heads turned when we found out that the host on Thursday night would be Julia Dreyfus. And, she's funny. She started it off funny. And you had other actors host previous nights, but she really comes from a comedy background. And the jokes began immediately. And I also enjoyed the segment with the former presidential candidates. They had them all together, and it was like a weekly Zoom meeting, a bunch of colleagues or something, and it was interesting to see. I was really glad that Bernie Sanders was on there. I think that one thing that I have noticed, aside from the issue that I had with AOC, Bernie Sanders has done more than he did in 2016 to bring in his progressive supporters and try to include them. Now, are they all going to come? No, I hope they do. But he has really made an effort to do it, more so than he ever did with Hillary Clinton, and it's probably because Hillary and Bernie did not get along as well as Joe Biden and Bernie get along. But all in all, this Democratic convention, which was more TV than it was convention, at least in the traditional sense, I liked it. Once it was over, once Joe Biden wrapped up his speech, him and his wife and Kamala and her husband walked outside of the building they were in, and folks were watching outside in the drive-in movie kind of thing, and they were clapping, they were cheering, there were fireworks. It was a different experience. I really enjoyed it, and I'm not sure what we should expect from the RNC next week. Of course, I'm going to be talking about that, but the Republicans are going to make their case next week. The Democrats have made theirs, and now it is the Republicans' turn. And then after that, we're going to move into debates, a whole nother animal, a whole nother thing. There were a lot of Republicans, 73 prominent Republicans have voiced their support for Joe Biden, and there was definitely representation of many Republicans, more than I've ever seen coming over to the Democratic side. And, so there is, the olive branch has been extended to conservatives who want a sense of normalcy back in the White House, back in America. And Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are, that is what they are presenting as their option for the voters. So it is on us now. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Did Joe Biden do enough? Did he get your vote? I'd like to know. I have been critical of Joe Biden, but he has my vote. And we cannot have another 4 years of Trump if we want to have some type of prosperity, some type of respect around the world. The games is over with. This Trump nonsense. He didn't build the wall. Mexico didn't pay for it. Most of the people around him are criminals and have been arrested, indicted. This is a disaster. Who's next? Which one of his people next are going to be indicted? Who knows? Advertise with us. Connect your message with our engaged audience of over 350,000 listeners and viewers per month. RadioOnFire.com/advertise is where you go to get started. You can follow The Diamond K Show on Spotify or your favorite podcast network. New shows drop daily on RadioOnFire.com and TheDiamondKShow.com. You can always support the program via Cash App, $ DJ Diamond K. Of course, your donations help us continue to do what we do here on The Diamond K Show, and that is to bring you independent news and progressive opinions on politics, social issues, and entertainment. For booking or media requests, djdiamondk@gmail.com. Until next time, if you see it, then you can be it. It is all about having vision. I am Diamond K. Salute to you guys. I will see you tomorrow.